Why do you get attached so easily? Why does one kind message, one deep conversation, or one moment of emotional closeness make your heart start holding on so quickly? Maybe you tell yourself you need to calm down. Maybe you try to act normal. Maybe you even feel embarrassed by how fast your emotions move. But deep down, it feels almost automatic. Someone gives you attention, and suddenly they matter too much. If this keeps happening to you, it does not mean you're weak, and it does not mean you're dramatic. Most of the time, it means your nervous system has learned to treat connection like safety. So when someone makes you feel seen, understood, wanted, or emotionally noticed, your heart doesn't just enjoy it, it grabs onto it. Because for many people, attachment does not begin with love. It begins with relief. Relief that someone noticed you. Relief that someone stayed. Relief that for a moment you don't feel invisible anymore. And when you have spent a long time feeling emotionally unsure, lonely, rejected, or unseen, even a small amount of warmth can feel incredibly powerful. That is why some people don't get attached, because the connection is deeply real. They get attached because the connection temporarily soothes something painful inside them. It gives them comfort. It gives them hope. It gives them emotional oxygen. And once something gives you that kind of emotional relief, it becomes very hard not to hold on to it. This is why you may find yourself getting attached before you truly know someone. You're not always attached to who they actually are. Sometimes you're attached to what they made you feel, seen, chosen, wanted, safe, important. And when those feelings have been missing in your life for a long time, your heart can confuse emotional intensity with emotional depth. That confusion is very common. You may think, this must mean they're special. This must mean it's real. This must mean I've found something rare. But sometimes what feels rare is not the person. It's the feeling they activated in you. And that feeling can be addictive, especially if you grew up with inconsistent love. If attention came and went, if affection felt unpredictable, if closeness was sometimes available and sometimes withdrawn, your nervous system may have learned to chase connection quickly before it disappears. That creates urgency. So when someone new comes in and makes you feel emotionally alive, your mind doesn't relax. It attaches. It starts imagining. It starts hoping. It starts building emotional meaning too early. That's why you may replay conversations, wait for messages, read into changes in tone, and start feeling anxious much earlier than you want to. Because once attachment begins, your fear of losing it begins too. And this is the painful part. People who get attached easily often don't just fall fast. They also get hurt fast. Not because they love too deeply, but because they emotionally invested before safety was proven. They gave their heart a job too early, and then they blame themselves for feeling too much. But you are not too much. You are someone whose emotional system learned to become deeply responsive to attention. There is usually a reason for that. Maybe being chosen means more to you than it seems. Maybe being emotionally seen touches an old wound. Maybe closeness feels so rare that when it appears, your whole system rushes toward it. This is not a character flaw. It is a pattern, and patterns can be understood. The healing is not in becoming cold. The healing is not in pretending you don't care. The healing is not in shaming yourself for attaching. The healing is in slowing down, in learning to ask, do I actually know this person? Or do I just love the way they made me feel in a lonely place? Am I emotionally safe with them? Or am I simply emotionally activated by them? Because attachment and safety are not the same thing. Chemistry and consistency are not the same thing. And being deeply affected by someone does not always mean they are deeply right for you. Sometimes, the people we attach to quickly are the people who awaken our unmet needs the fastest. That doesn't mean the connection is healthy. It means it touched something tender. So if you get attached easily, be gentle with yourself. You are not broken. You are not foolish. You are not weak for wanting closeness. You may simply be someone who has been hungry for emotional safety for a very long time. And healing begins when you stop asking, why am I like this? and start asking, what part of me is still trying to find safety through attachment? Because once you understand that, you stop shaming your heart and you start protecting it, slowly, gently, honestly. You do not need to harden yourself to heal. You just need to learn the difference between attention and real emotional safety.